Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Edison International, Valley Strong Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and the Kern High School District. With additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Do the Math. I'm Michael.
I'm Cece.
And I'm Anthony. For math homework, help call in Bakersfield 636-4357. Everywhere else, 1-866-636-6284. Email dothemath@kern.org. We're online at the dothemathonline.net. And on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
All right, nicely done, Anthony. So where do you attend school and what grade are you in?
I attend at Singlum, and I'm in 6th grade.
All right. Have you been at Singlum for a long time?
Yes, I've been there everywhere except for preschool.
Okay, so you've been there for a long time.
Yes.
So do you know where you're going to school next year? Because you have to go to another school.
I'm going to Tevis for middle school.
Is there anything that you're most looking forward to as you go to the next school?
Probably woodshop, honestly.
Oh, good. That's awesome that they still have woodshop. And I know the instructor over there because they've helped us with some projects before over at Tevis. So that's awesome that you're going to do that. Have you worked with wood yet, or is this going to be a new experience for you?
It's going to be a pretty new experience for me.
Good. Well, that's what you want. You want new experiences as you move on to a new school. Anything do you think you'll miss from Singlum?
I would probably miss all of, like, the old teachers and stuff.
All right. Well, that's good. That means that you kind of got along with them and they were all right and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're, I'm out of there. I don't, But you said old teachers. Are they all old like me?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I know it. I'm only kidding with you. All right. So are you ready to help me with a social media problem of the day?
Yes.
All right. Let's take a look up at the monitor right now. It says find the area and perimeter of the shape. So what does area and perimeter mean, first of all?
A perimeter means like the outside of the square. Like, so say that it has 4 sides, which it does. You have to add all 4 sides up, and based onto that, that would be your answer. And the area is length times width.
All the area inside.
Well, yes.
Right, because you said the perimeter was all the outside, so we need to do the inside. So what would you like to do first?
I would like to do the perimeter.
All right, so perimeter, how are we going to do that? You said add them all up,
Yes.
but we only have 2 numbers.
So since you only had 2 numbers, the 20, since it's equal to the other side, it would be 40, and then since the 6 is equal to the other side, that would be 12. 40 and 12, that equals 52, that's
Okay.
not bad.
So we're saying the perimeter is 52. Mm-hmm. All right, and it looks as though a couple of those answers have 52. So we need to figure out probably the area to see which one of those is correct.
Okay.
All right, so the area, what would you like to do?
I would like to multiply 6 times 20, which would be 120 squared.
Okay. So out of all of those options, which one do you think is the best one?
I would have to say A equals 120 squared.
Okay, so A is 120 squared, and A also has a perimeter of 26. So do you want to stay with A?
Oh, no, my bad.
Oh, okay.
I would like to pick as B, with A equals 120 squared, and P as a perimeter, 52.
So you're sure that's the combo you want? Because D has a perimeter of 52.
Well, it does have a perimeter of 52, but the area is incorrect since it is also 52 squared.
All right, so you're still saying with B. Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a look and see if indeed B is correct. There you go, nicely done. First problem all set. All right, so before we move on to the next thing, I want to know what kinds of things are you doing in your regular 6th grade classroom right now as far as math goes?
We're doing like mostly fractions and how to find the area of a triangle.
Okay, so kind of something like we just did right now, but just with a different figure. You pretty comfortable with all that stuff?
Yeah.
Good. Well, who knows what we're going to throw at you today. But before we do any of that, let's find out what today's Math in the News is. All right, today's Math in the News, we are fortunate enough. Usually we have one person in studio with us, but today we have three. And you guys have any idea why you're here?
Probably for science fair.
Right, so for science fair it is. So you guys recently took part in your school's science fair, and you guys all did rather well because you're all moving on to the county science fair. So first of all, why don't you tell us your name and what grade you're in?
I'm Augustia, and I'm in 5th grade.
Sebastian Torres, 5th grade.
My name's Isley, and I'm also in 5th grade.
All right, so all 5th graders, and you guys are moving on to the county science fair, so nicely done. So there's something that we're going to talk about with all of your different science fair projects, but before we do that, we're first going to take a look at what you had to do to start off with, and that's take a look at the scientific method, correct? All right, so let's take a look at the graphic right now and the process of the scientific method. All right, so first of all, it says make an observation. Then we're going to identify a problem, do some research, develop a hypothesis, and you can see how that all goes. And eventually, you're going to come to the end of this whole thing. But in reality, does it ever end? Does it always have to end? Could it go on, Isley?
Yeah, it probably could go on.
It could go on, right?
Yeah.
So out of the three projects, which one up here is yours?
This one's...
Okay. And what was your hypothesis?
My hypothesis is that the jello or insulin would break down in the Protisi solution.
And what made you think of doing this type of project?
Well, my grandpa has type 2 diabetes, and I've been reading about some books with women and girls who have type 1 and type 2 diabetes, and I got really interested.
So you learned quite a bit about diabetes as you were doing this project.
Yeah.
Right? And is this something that you found your hypothesis was correct or incorrect?
It was correct.
It was correct. So how long did it take you to do this project?
The day we did the project, it took about 6 hours.
Okay. And if you had to do something different to modify this to make it a little better, what do you think you would do to modify your project?
I would probably try, because we were doing, instead of pills, I would probably maybe do a gummy medicine.
Oh, okay, right, because that's going to have maybe a different effect
Yeah.
on how long it takes possibly and things like that.
Yeah.
Did you have fun doing the science fair project?
Yes.
Good, well, that's the most important thing right there. And the best of luck to you as you move on to the county science fair. All right, let's bring in Sebastian next, and Sebastian, come on over. How are you today, young man?
Good, and you, sir?
I'm excellent myself. So which one of these projects is yours?
Taste the colors.
All right, so what was your hypothesis?
My hypothesis was yes, I think colors affect the way you taste.
So colors affect taste. And
Yes.
what made you think of this?
My dad tried crickets for Halloween, and they said he tasted green.
So your dad tried crickets, and he said they tasted green.
Yes, sir.
And you said, give me some of those crickets, and I'll see if they taste green?
Oh, yeah, no, I would not do that. I'm not a big...
So based on that idea, you came up with your project.
Yes, sir.
And your hypothesis, once again, was,
Yes, I think colors affect the way you taste.
and was it correct or not?
Yes.
So what did you do, kind of, to figure that out?
Well, I used apple juice as, like, food or something that you could taste. I got 4 cups and added food coloring to each one,
Okay.
all labeled with a different letter. D had pure apple juice, and then A had green food coloring, B had blue, C had pink, and then D had none.
So if you had to, because you're moving on to the
Yeah.
county science fairs, you obviously did pretty well in your contest, if you had to modify yours or do something different to maybe step it up to go to the state level, what do you think you would modify?
Well, I would definitely try like food since I tried drinks, so probably like rice or crickets.
Okay. That'd be awesome. You do the crickets, let us know. We'll get a film of
Yeah.
that, and then you come on again, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Augustia, come on over and let's talk about your project. So, you obviously did the one with soil erosion, correct?
Yeah.
And what was your hypothesis?
My hypothesis was that I think planting more vegetation can stop soil erosion.
Okay. And what made you think of doing this type of a project?
So when I was in India, my mom told me about this incident about a abandoned village that got buried by heavy rain and landsliding. And she also told me that the main cause for landsliding was soil erosion. So I thought, like, what is soil erosion and what causes it?
Good. And that's a big problem throughout the world, right? Especially with climate change and things like that, erosion is going to be an even bigger issue. So were you correct with your hypothesis?
Yeah.
Now, if you had to modify yours, what do you think you would do a little differently?
I would probably mix the dead leaves with the plant, because almost like 5% of the soil had been carried away, and if you really didn't want to waste all of the soil, you could just mix those both.
All right, so I know Isley said she had a good time doing the science fair project. Sebastian had a pretty good time. I know he probably would have had a better time if he had the opportunity to actually eat crickets this year. But I know that did you have a good time doing this project also?
Yeah.
Well, see, that I think is the biggest thing right there. So you guys, is this an option for you guys, or is this something that your class kind of like mandates that you do it?
Well, it's like an option, like you can choose any topic you want.
Okay. And they just said if you would like to do a science fair project, you can.
No, it's like compulsory if you want like A's on your test.
Oh, there you go. All right, so it helps out your grade and stuff. Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with getting a higher grade, right? All right, well, you know what? We do thank all of you guys for coming in this afternoon. All three of these kids, fifth graders from Stockdale Elementary, moving on to the County Science Fair. That is today's Math in the News. We'll be back with more right after this. Hi, I'm Mike, and today joined by Sophia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
Great.
So you ready to do a little bit of work with pentominoes?
I am.
All right, good. Have you ever used pentominoes?
Not that I can recall.
Ooh, this is even better
I
because
know.
now that you haven't recalled it, we're going to bring it back for you right
I
now.
love it.
All right. So pentominoes there are 12 different ones. So make sure that you've got 12.
Oh, okay, great. I'll
Make
count
sure
these
you've
out
got
loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Oh, very good. Test first test. All right. So I know I've got my 12 here. I'm feeling confident about it.
I am too.
So we know that each one of these has an area of 5. And
Okay.
since there are 12, we know that this will cover an area of 60.
Okay.
This is the grid we're going to be using. So we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is a 60 grid.
Great.
6 by 10. There's other ways we could do it. 5 by 12, 4 by 15, 3 by 20 would be difficult, but we're going to stick with the 6 by 10.
Love it.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. So what we want to do is we want to use all 12 of the pentominoes to fill in this grid. Okay?
Got it.
So we'll do it for about a minute and let's see how close we can get. All right? So I know this was a big surprise for you and
It
me
is.
as well, so let's just go ahead and give it a best shot.
Reminds me of Tetris.
So Tetris is something that a lot of students will probably be familiar with. And you played a lot of Tetris when you were younger or still?
Younger.
Younger? No time for that now, huh?
No time for that now.
There you go.
Right now, it's time for this.
That's what we want to hear.
All right.
All right, so
How am I doing?
lovely.
Great. Thank you so much.
How many pieces do you have left?
I have 1, 2, 3,
Well, that's good.
4, 5. Ooh.
Let's see. So the goal is to see if we can fill the whole thing in. Now, right now at this point know I'm not going to be able to because I see that I have a couple of openings here.
Right.
And this isn't going to work.
Right.
But let's just go ahead and put as many as we can on.
Okay, great.
And we'll see how we do.
Also, is this a race?
That's not a race. We just
Okay.
want to see, like, where do we end up?
Amazing.
And you can
I don't like that. I'm gonna move that.
move things. Yeah. They don't always have to stay where you put them the first
It's
time.
a trial and error.
All right, so I know I've got 2 pieces left over.
I have 3.
You have 3.
I have
and there's
3.
no other way that you think you can move those around to...
I'm sure there is, but no.
Okay, but for now you've got left with 3, I got left with 2. All
Amazing,
right, so
yes.
this is just one thing that students can work on first. Here's another way we could do it. Okay, we will use just one color, okay, and one board. So the person that cannot go next, they lose. It doesn't matter.
Got it.
Okay, so would you like to go first or second?
Do you want to do rock, paper, scissors?
No.
Okay, great.
I'll just
you
give you
can
a
go
choice.
first.
Okay. All right, so I'll put that one there.
Amazing.
Now, if you can't go, you lose. But you've got a pretty wide opening here, so let's go.
It may be a challenge, but I think I'm just going to go over here.
All right. So, now, there are different strategies. So, as soon as you think you come up with a strategy, let me know what it is. Because it could just be right now, I'm just throwing things on there, I'm just guessing and doing it by randomness.
Right. Right now it's just guessing and doing it by randomness. Does
Okay.
that fit? No? Here we go.
That would have fit there if you wanted it to.
Did it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
there you go. So that's fine. Let's see. Now, I'm thinking that I want to get you stuck. Right? So I'm going to use some of the shapes that are easier to fit together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because if I leave you with something weird shaped, there's not going to be too many places to put them.
Right.
So there's
Good
different
strategy.
strategies to use. So go ahead and take your next shot.
Oh, okay. Let's just go with this one.
All right. Who knows? We may fill this whole thing up and be like, yeah, nobody loses. All right.
That'd
Well, that'd be pretty good if it comes out like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're well on our way. We have no open spaces really right now, so that's good. All right. I think we may run into one soon here, though. Like that.
I see what you did there. Okay.
Now, you could win or lose on this next move.
I could, but I'm just gonna go with this one.
That wasn't a cool one to do. See, because now you've got me stuck, right? Because this is going to go over. I can only go like that. I'm over by one.
Right.
So, for that game, you won that one. So here are all of the different 12 pentominoes.
Okay.
And this is a different type of game. And this is where we're going to have to determine how far we want to go.
Oh.
So obviously, if we took this blocker out, we could use all 12 to fill this in.
Got it.
Right? Because this is a 5 by 12.
Right.
But we're only going to go this far.
Okay.
All right? And if we take a look, we have a document where we can see the different types of puzzles that we can do. So we're going to do what is classified as Penta 3 right now.
Okay.
So we can see that with the 3, we are only going to use these 3 pentominoes. So if you could grab those 3 out for me.
Amazing.
So we have the L, the Y, and the T, or orange, brown, and green.
Okay.
Okay? And that means we have to fit these 3 in this area blocked off by the 3.
Ah,
So do you think you can put those 3 in here and give it a shot?
sure.
All right.
Okay, great. Are we doing this together?
Sure, I agree with that first move. So I'd like you to take the second move now.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just
Well, it won't go there.
won't do that, will it?
There you go.
Here we go.
There you go. Nicely done. See?
Amazing.
So you were all nervous about nothing, right? It took a little maneuvering, but we got it.
It did.
So the other ways you can do this is you can go to 4, right? And then you take a look at the different sheet, and you can see you're still using the same 3, but now you're adding this other piece. But now they have to fit in that area of 4. And we know that if we just left it like that, this will not fit.
Right.
So you have to rearrange the different pentominoes to make them fit into 4. And you can gradually keep doing this all the way until you get up to 12.
Oh, I understand.
So you feel a little better about pentominoes now?
I do.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Big day for you.
It is.
There you go. And that, a little bit more on pentominoes. Always fun using manipulatives in the classroom, and always fun to have Sophia Safaya, one of our producers, make a guest appearance on camera right there. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available most Tuesdays and Wednesdays throughout the regular school year. 6th grader from Sing Lum, Anthony, is in studio with us today, and we're going to get you working in a little bit. But first, we're going to go to the phones. And Andrew, how are you today?
Good.
And you're a 6th grader also, aren't you?
Yes.
All right. Take a look at the board and see if the problem that you want to work on is correct. And you and Cece are going to start working on that. While you and Cece are working on it, we're going to have Anthony working on it here at the desk. So, Anthony, go ahead and keep on
Okay,
working
so
on it.
Andrew, we're good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and may I just add very quickly, I was also a Lum Lion. So here we go, Lum Lions working together. All right, so tell me where I'm going to start with this problem.
What's the question? The question is, where am I going to start with?
Yeah, where am I going to start with this? What's my first step, you think?
Parentheses.
Okay, so I know that we're going to do our parentheses.
brackets.
Okay, good. So I know that I'm working on my grouping pieces. So we can start here. Do we want to start here with 3, or do we want to start here over here with the brackets?
The brackets?
Okay, sure. Let's go ahead and work on our brackets. So we go ahead and we're going to work everything on the inside of our brackets. So what's the first thing we're going to do inside of our brackets?
We're going to, I believe that we're going to work on the parentheses inside the brackets.
Okay, so we're going to ask ourselves, is there something that we should be doing inside of this parentheses? Can we do something with this, the x plus 2? Or is it just x plus 2?
Multiply x and 2 by 3.
Okay, good. So we do want to work within our parentheses first, but since there's nothing that we can do here, we can't combine them. We can't combine here. You're exactly right. We're going to multiply.
Can we multiply 2 by everything inside the bracket?
Okay, so remember, we're always going to kind of try to work from the inside out. So if I'm working from the inside out, let's stay within our brackets first and do everything that we can within our brackets, and then let's bring in the 2 after that. So let's start with this 3, and what are we going to do with the 3? You said we're going to multiply it. What is that called? It starts with a D.
Wait, may you repeat that? I didn't hear. Sorry.
So we're going to take the 3 and we're going to multiply it here and here. Do you remember what that's called?
I forgot.
It's distribute. So we're going to distribute the 3, meaning we're going to multiply it to everything inside that set of parentheses. So what are we going to get when we multiply it inside the parentheses?
We're going to get 3x, and then because 3 times x is 3x, and then 6 because 3 times 2 is 6.
Right, so 3x plus 6. So that takes care of this portion. Now what about this? Because we've got this minus sign, so we're subtracting x plus 1. What does that actually mean for us?
We're just going to make both of the numbers inside the parentheses negative. So
Okay, because we're going to subtract x, and we're subtracting 1. So we have to be very careful to make sure that it's not just minus x, but it's minus everything in that set of parentheses. Okay, so let's keep going with that inside of our brackets. So let's continue here and say, what can we do inside of our brackets here?
We can do do we do all the parentheses? Are we doing the 2 times everything inside the bracket?
So I'm gonna go ahead and stay inside my brackets, and I'm gonna say, all right, let's go ahead and combine our like terms within our brackets. So we have that 3x and the minus x, so we get
3x and 2x.
Right, because that's actually, because it's implied that it's a 1x, so that's 2 x's are left. And we have a plus 6, and then we have minus 1, which gives us?
5.
Excellent. Okay, so that's everything in those brackets here. I need to bring this part down. I haven't been rewriting my other side. So let's keep doing that. All right, so let's go ahead, and now we say, all right, so everything inside my brackets is done. So now I can deal with that 2. So what is the 2 going to do to the inside of my brackets?
It's going to multiply everything inside of it.
Good. And so what am I going to get?
You're going to get 4x and then positive 10.
Plus 5. Good. Okay. Or excuse me, plus 10. Okay, good. How about let's work on the left-hand side. As long as we're kind of wrapping up our parentheses brackets, let's go ahead and deal with that 3 that's on the outside of the parentheses on the other side.
So 3 times 1 is 3, and then 3 times x is 3x.
Perfect. Okay, so I've got 3 plus 3x is equal to 4x plus 10. Our thoughts now are what?
Something that we do, we need to get the x's on one side of the equal sign.
I do, because my whole goal is to get an x is equal to. So let's go ahead and get our x's all to one side. Are we going to go ahead and take away 3x on the left side, or are we going to take away 4x on the other side?
I'm going to try to take 3x away.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. Okay, so we make sure that we stay nice and balanced. So a positive 3x minus x leaves us with?
Positive, wait.
So positive 3x's minus 3x's leaves us with?
0, I guess.
Good, right. So I just have 3 left on that left-hand side. And then I've got 4x minus 3x's, which leaves me with?
X.
Yeah, right.
Or
Just
1x.
one x, which is implied when, so we just write it as just x. Okay, plus 10. Last step, I'm going to do what? Because I need that x equals,
N
right?
from both sides?
So I'm going to subtract, I'm going to subtract 10. What I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. And I'm going to be left with?
Negative 7 equals x.
Fantastic. Negative 7 is equal to x. And then what should we do if we were like, oh, I'm not sure if I did that quite right? What would we do?
Replace x with negative 7.
Absolutely. I could go back to the very beginning and I could replace all of my x's with negative 7, and I could go through and do my order of operations and make sure that it was right.
There you go.
There we are.
Nicely done. So congratulations on a great problem right there, Andrew. And for your great effort today, you've got yourself a meal courtesy of our friends at Grill and Burger. So congratulations on that. While Andrew was working with Cece on that, we had Anthony working on it on a piece of paper. And here's what Anthony came up with also. And he came up with negative x equals 7. When you rewrite it, it's x equals negative 7. So nicely done.
Thank you.
So you feel pretty good about that?
Yes.
Good. So you guys were right on pace working with each other on that problem right there. All right. 636-4357 is that phone number, just as Andrew did. You can call in to do the math. We'll do your math problem on TV. It helps you out. Right now, we are going to take a look at some financial literacy with Derek from Valley Strong. All right. So, do you have any financial questions for Derek while he's right here?
Are we financing Pokemon cards for you or something?
I don't know.
That's all right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to start talking about, first of all, you're with Valley Strong.
I am.
And what is your role with the credit union?
I am a branch manager. Currently, I run 2 branches in town right now.
So which of the 2 branches are those?
I run the branch that is on Olive and Coffee, the River Run branch. And we just opened a new branch, which is on Stockdale Highway and Heath.
Okay, and so it's further west on Stockdale, because
Yes.
the one you closed was at Stockdale and Coffee, correct? Or Stockdale and
Yes.
Gosford, something like that, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so, because that's the one I usually go to from school. I'm like, all right, I get that one. They're like, oh, we're closing it. I'm like, well, where's the next one going? And they said, just go down Stockdale. So it's Stockdale and Heath, because I know there's a lot of adults and high school kids
Yep.
that work with the credit union.
And we do have other branches where that other one was. We have our Ming Avenue branch, we have the Olive and Coffee branch, and we have the Allen Road branch, which is Allen and Brimhall. I think we mapped them out. They're about 3.1 miles away.
Okay.
So you even got branches that are even closer.
All right. So while I've got you up here, you're talking about you're in charge of a couple of branches.
Sure.
I know that, like, let's say when Anthony goes to high school, there are some high school programs where you guys are in the high schools working with the kids so they can start working at the credit union.
Absolutely,
So tell us
yes.
a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have our programs that are in many of the high schools around town, Ridgeview, Stockdale, West, C-Tech. In that program, they can get course credits. Some of them will even come in and work at our branches in the evening. We've hired, at one point, we had 25% of our staff had gone through the high school program.
Okay.
And so it is something that you get a chance to have some real job experience, and you get to learn about finances, which are going to affect you for your entire life.
Right, because right now Anthony's in 6th grade. You know you're going to go to Tevis.
Yes.
We know you're looking forward to wood shop. Do you have any idea where you might be going to high school yet?
I'm going to Stockdale Elementary.
Or Stockdale
Wait,
High School?
yeah, Stockdale.
Stockdale High School.
So we do have a branch there.
So there you go. So you've got a program opportunity at Stockdale High School. You can just go in and go, yeah, I know Derek and stuff. You know, we run the show together and stuff a couple years ago. We're old friends, and I'm looking into getting into
Hey, he
this.
can get an account right now.
Right, so that's what we're going to talk about right now.
Yeah,
So let's talk about kids and money. So
Yes.
let's take a look. So we've got some graphics here to talk about.
Yeah, so we have many different kids accounts that we have. We offer Rocky accounts for kids 10 and under. Parents can come in and open those accounts up for their children. Once they hit 11, which both of my kids, I have an 11 and my oldest one turns 14 today. Happy birthday, Nora.
Oh, there you go. You had to throw that one out there, right? Yeah.
But they can open up those accounts. They get a debit card. They can get on online banking. They can start doing it. And if the parents are members with us, they can also access that account and keep track of it. It's a good way. I've done it for my children because I want them to know about finances before they hit 18. Because the more they know about money now, just knowledge for them, it will prepare them for life.
Right.
I don't want them to be 18 and going, I don't know how to apply for a loan. I don't know about watching how much money is in my account. They come to us, we can help them right now.
So just out of curiosity, I mean, do you have a bank account right now where you put savings in or anything?
I do.
Okay, good.
Ooh.
So you've got kind of a little head start on this, right? Because you're probably, what, 10, 11 years old, 12 maybe?
I'm 12, yes.
So
Yeah.
12 years old. So he's on the right track by simply doing something
Yes.
to get himself prepared for when he's got to take care of
Any
everything
education
else.
we can get for kids, I've been doing this for about 20 years. Any education that we can have is, to get them started in it helps them for the rest of their life. The earlier we get it started, the better they're going to be.
And I know that we were talking about running a couple of the branches and
Yes.
stuff like that. So is there anything that you've done? So how long have you been with the credit union, first of all?
This is my second stint with the credit union.
Okay.
I started in 02. I opened our Panama branch when that opened. I left in 05. I came back in 2017. So I've been back about 7 years.
Okay. Is there any part of that as a branch manager that you find more difficult?
More
Than
difficult.
you're like, you know what, I wish, like this is like, or
No.
something that when you were first there and then came back, because obviously you guys have transitioned quite a bit from the early 2000s to now.
We have, but at the basis of it, as a community credit union, we live within the community with our members. And when I left and I came back, it's still for the same reason. So the people I see out at the shopping centers, people I see out at Costco or something like that, I'm there, we're taking care of them. That's what we've done, that's what we'll always do. Because we're in that community, we see them all the time. And so for that part, it's pretty much the same thing.
Well, as
We're
a person that
different
uses
products.
the credit union, I thank you for that also for
Thank
taking
you.
care of me. So let's take a look. You guys have an app
Yes.
that kids can go on, and as they're learning, they're earning.
Yes, they are. So they can earn with the Zogo app. I believe they get pineapples with it.
Right.
It's gamifying education, which if you're in education, it makes people want to learn and stay and do it.
So here's an example of how this works. Correct me if I'm mistaken. But you go on here and you do a lesson and you earn these pineapples or whatever, and then the accumulation of pineapples awards you gift cards to different places.
Mm-hmm.
Would you find that interesting or appealing?
I would.
I would myself. So, so down here we have an access code for Do the Math also, and we'll leave that up there for just a few more seconds in case people want to get that code and they can download that right there. And how new is this program?
I don't know
Or has it
how
been
long
around
this.
for a while?
No, it's been around for a little while.
Okay.
I want to say a year or two.
Well, I was going to say
something
it's
like
been
that.
about a year, I know, because we've had you guys on for a while, and every time somebody comes on, we are always able to reference this.
Yes.
And this is where you're going to pay
So
some kid $5 to open the account, right? To start their account.
So the brief part of this is it's $5 to join the credit union. It's not a fee. We don't keep the money. $5. Once you close the account, you get your $5 back. We call it a par share value because back in the day, you bought a share of the credit union. That was the difference between the banks and the credit unions. Credit unions, members are the shareholders. So this part, we're saying bring it in and we'll fund your children's account so we can actually open up and get them started. So yeah, it's a good program. It's $5. It's well worth it for the member and for the credit union.
Right. Now, I know we talked a little bit about the high school program. So if a student gets into the high school program, they're going through the CTEC program with you guys, because it is part of that, is it not? Or the ROC?
CTEC, ROC, CTEC is its own thing. CTEC and ROC are its own thing, but the branch ones are just ran for just those schools. CTEC they'll come out and we'll see them as well.
Okay.
But yeah.
So if Anthony goes, so he's a freshman, would he have to wait to be able to do that? Is it
I
a
believe
junior?
you have to be a junior and senior to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then from there, once they graduate from high school, they have an opportunity to work at the credit union full-time, or they're more training after that?
They apply.
Okay.
And we will take on what we can. Like I said, at some point when I came back in like 2017, 2018, we surveyed, and seriously 25% of the people who work there had gone through that program. So it's successful, and it wasn't just people that were in beginning positions. We had managers that were that had gone through the program.
Oh, good.
Because I remember servicing Ridgeview High School, which has a branch there back in 2002 or 2005, somewhere around in there.
Well, seems like a very successful program
Yes,
thus far.
I think it is.
Nice to see that you have the lessons on Zogo right there
Yeah.
for kids to learn a little bit more about financial literacy. And they can, have you guys found any gift cards that kids are like targeting, like they're going after certain ones more than others?
I don't know, but if it was my kids, it's usually Roblox for my younger one.
Okay.
And any food place that she can go with her friends for the older one. So.
All right, well, there you go. Derek, thank you for taking some time coming
Thank you
to
very much
visit
for
us.
having me. I love being here.
Once again, a big thanks to Valley Strong Credit Union for being part of Do the Math in our 22nd full season, 23rd partial season. But we do certainly appreciate the credit union support with the Do the Math program.
Well, thank you. We appreciate being here.
So you kind of been hanging out. You ready to do some more work?
Yes.
All right, why don't you head on over to the board, and we're going to work on, some people call them tricks, but we're just going to call it a math problem and see if you can figure out the pattern, okay? So let's have you and Cece are going to work together, and I'm going to give some input here also. So we'll have Cece start. And Cece, just choose a 3-digit number and write it towards the top of the board.
3-digit number. Okay. I'm gonna go real basic.
All right. So Anthony, you select, or actually first, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to write down the answer
Okay.
to this whole thing,
All right.
and we'll put it right there.
Okay.
And everybody can see it. I'm not messing with it there. But anyway, so Anthony, select another 3-digit number to put underneath that. All right, Cece, under that, if you could put 031. All right, Anthony, go ahead and put another one under there. Cece, let's go with 431. And if you guys would be so kind as to add those up.
Oh, that's all you.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. So can I pause? I know you're going to add that. Did you group certain things together when you did that, or are you just adding straight down?
I'm just adding.
Straight down? Okay,
Yeah.
no, I'm just curious. I'm always curious how people's minds work. So you're good. So let's just add out straight down. It's fine.
All right, so you came up with 2,232. So I'm going to flip the paper over, and what did I write down?
2,230.
2,232. So some people are like, oh, you know what it is.
Yeah,
and
because you told me this one, and you told me this one.
Correct.
Okay.
So you want to do it one more time, Anthony?
Yeah.
All right, so leave those numbers up there.
Okay.
So we'll go to the left or right of this.
Okay.
All right, so Cece, you started off with a brand new number.
Okay.
3 digits.
Okay. So.
All right, Anthony, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's see. Let me write down the answer first. I'm going to try this and see if it works out. All right. So under that, Cece, let's go with 321.
Okay.
All right, Anthony, yours is next.
Okay.
All right, Cece,
I like it.
we're going to go with 943. All right, add them up.
So he's adding from the top down. Okay, let's see.
Oh, I was a little off.
You were a little off.
All right, so let's try this
Wait,
one.
wait. Shall we tell the audience what you wrote down on the paper?
Well,
Because
I had 21.99. Yeah, so I was 2 off because of, usually students are not going to start with the zeros.
That's why
So
I started.
you know what I'm
Okay,
doing now.
I do.
Okay, so start with another one.
All right. I'll do something a little more. There we go.
All right, you get the next one. Oh, hold on a second. Do you see the pattern yet?
Yeah.
So explain to CC what's going on.
So, I'm just not even going to talk about that one.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, okay.
So, since it's 234, I could see a common pattern how it's 2 and 3 will end up right here, and that would be a pattern. And each time it's 2 down from this. But we need to find more information to find out about this.
Okay.
So you're exactly correct so far. So select the next 3-digit number. Okay, so before we even go on, what I'd like you to do is over on the far right side of the board, put down what you think the answer is going to be without the first number, because you know the first number is the one that's throwing you off a little bit, right?
Okay.
But you know what the middle 2 numbers are going to be. So what are the 2 middle numbers going to be?
It's going to be 1 and 2.
Well, right, because take a look at the numbers you've got. So we started off with 234 in the middle one,
Oh, for that one.
Right. So,
and the 2 middle numbers were 23.
Yeah.
So if we start off with 123, you think the 2 middle numbers are 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Good. What do you think the last number will be?
I think it would be 1.
Okay, good. So you're perfect so far. You just need to figure out how that first number comes about, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so CC, go ahead and put up the next number under that one.
I think. Nope, just kidding.
I thought you had it there, but
Yeah.
there you go. So, Anthony, before you go on, do you see what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Why did I pick 44?
Because I put a big number and so you put a small number.
So tell me what you're noticing about these 2 numbers, these 2 numbers, these 2 numbers. Because he keeps telling us to do what at the end?
He keeps telling us to add it all up.
Right, so if I add these, what do I get?
You get more than you get 999.
I get 999. What do I get when I add these?
You get 999.
Yeah, see? What do we get here?
999.
Yeah, so notice that's why we're taking that 2 off, right?
So here's what I'm going to do, Anthony. We're going to mix it up. Instead of you selecting the next number, I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to put 4, 5, 6. So you come up with the next number now. Excellent. All right. So add them up.
Oh, the whole thing.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
I was going to say that pretty quick. Come out.
You're like, whew. You know, I always group my numbers together. I'm loving that you're actually remembering things. If I don't group, I forget. So I would have done the 4, and the 2 to get a 10. The 5 and 5, that would have given me another 10, and yeah.
So take a look at what you wrote over on the far side. You said it's going to end in 121, did it?
It did.
So what was the same at the beginning of the first one and the one you just did?
So I found out that it will always be 2,000 on this side, so then by this first number you could always figure out what the number would be.
Right, so all you're doing is with those two pairs of 999s, you know that whatever the first number is that's up there, you're going to put a 2 in front of it, and you're going to take 2 off the ones, which is why what Cece did with the 001, that's why I was a little bit off right there, because I was trying it in my head quick, like, oh, what's this going to turn out to be?
Yeah,
and stuff,
so right, we know that this is going to get us really close to that 2,000, right? Except for, in this case, if we subtract the 2 off, we're going to get a -1 plus, what is this always going to add up to?
Well, if you got this, it would add up to this, wouldn't it?
Well, but he was
just
off,
999 and 999. So think
Right.
of 1,000 and 1,000 is 2,000, but you can take 1 off each, so it's 998.
Right.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I'm very impressed with how you were able to come up and see that pattern.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you were able to figure it all out and saw that you put 2 in front of it. So nice work. And for your great work this afternoon, you've got yourself a couple of tickets to go see the Bakersfield Condors. So congratulations on that. Season is in full swing, and hopefully you'll be able to go check that out. We'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome to Cal State San Marcos, a powerhouse of higher education with a mission of student success. As a proud federally designated minority-serving institution, HSI and ANAPISI, over half of our students are first-generation trailblazers, and we serve the highest number of military-affiliated students per capita in the entire CSU. As the #1 ranked university in the nation in social mobility, we work with partners to send the message to every young person. Yes, you can go to college.
The Alliance program opens doors for students who might not otherwise be on the track for college. Exposure is huge. It provides opportunities for students to see that they can go to college. If they can dream it, they can do it, and see that college is for them.
The most important thing is showing up. And I think they've done that. Making sure that those who need the step further is important. And we have one goal in mind, to make sure we have a successful community for everyone.
Faculty-student mentorship is deepened through undergraduate research, scholarship, and creative activities. As a first-generation undergraduate, Dr. Raymond Malfavon Borja was part of the Center for Training, Research, and Educational Excellence at CSUSM. He went on to get his PhD, and now, in a full circle moment, he dedicates his time to training and mentoring underrepresented students in the sciences at CSUSM.
It means the world to me to be able to work with our students here, the chance to guide them, mentor them. I take that really seriously. We let them know that we were in similar footsteps to their own, especially myself, right? I was in their seats as an undergrad here, and now I'm on the other side of it, but we share with them that I was first generation, I was a low-income student. What's really special is in our center, everyone is first generation. We all happen to be this collection of first generation academic professionals, and I think that's one great strength with connecting with students and helping them to know that if they did it, we can do it too.
Our students learn in and out of the classroom, developing practical skills that set them apart. That includes those who are eager to strike out on their own and make a difference while doing it. Sophia Lombardi is a recent graduate who started her own sustainable swimsuit business as an undergraduate. As a member of the CSUSM Entrepreneurship Society, she won the university's annual quick pitch competition to fund her company and bring her vision to life.
The quick pitch competition really opened a lot of doors. Specifically, I was able to get introduced to the social enterprise program, which was really cool because both the students participating and myself were able to get real world experience.
Sophia had the opportunity to lead and collaborate with fellow students, ensuring her business met its demands while maintaining her vision of sustainability.
It's so important for fashion brands to really incorporate sustainability. I decided I wouldn't be a part of that, and I knew it was my responsibility that I had, and I wasn't just going to ignore it.
With a focus on addressing critical workforce needs, our engineering program was established in 2019. Mariposa Rodarte Iman is a first-generation student blazing a trail in a field historically underrepresented in terms of diversity. Our dedicated engineering faculty are empowering students like Mariposa to raise their voices and shine brightly.
It kind of prepares me for the real field, that is going to be expected, but to not be afraid and just to only push harder.
Viasat supported the founding of engineering at Cal State San Marcos because we believe in the transformational force STEM fields can have on social mobility. And we're not done yet. We continue to champion and invite community partners to join us in making an investment in Cal State San Marcos and its amazing students. The future integrated science and engineering building will have a transformational impact on our region.
Leading at the intersection of innovation and social justice, Cal State San Marcos magnifies student opportunity, transforming lives and communities.
Being one of the top universities in the nation on social mobility comes with tremendous responsibility. We owe it to our students to double down and make sure that we are serving them and that we get them to the graduation finish line.
Leading with care, fostering academic excellence, and innovating and adapting to the needs of the future. We stand as a beacon of promise and possibility.
That's the power of you. That's the power of us. That's the power of CSUSM.
Always fun and interesting to learn more stuff about the CSU system, that time San Marcos right there. Anthony's the 6th grade student from Singlum Elementary and CC alumni also.
That's
Did you
right.
go through all of your elementary
No.
there also?
Nope, I moved from Taft when I was in 5th grade, so 5th
Okay.
and 6th.
So you were there in 5th and 6th grade. They've done
And
some
then-
renovations though.
Oh, I'm sure they have. Maybe just a few.
So, because you were there, right? Didn't they redo that school, renovate it quite a bit?
Yeah, I believe that they have.
If you could renovate it again, what do you think you would add to it?
I would, I really don't know, but I would probably add like some more stuff like retaining to sports.
Okay. Well, you know what? Right now, we have one more problem for you to work on, all right?
Come on over, let's finish this
So
out.
we're going to take a piece of paper, right? So head on over to the board. You and CC are going to work on this. We're going to take the piece of paper, we're going to fold it once, like this. We're going to fold it again, and after folding it twice, it comes out to be a 4x5.
Okay.
The question is, what size is it when we start?
Okay, so you got this?
I believe I do.
Okay, so that's its end. That's its end size. So we're gonna so think about unfolding it. So if we unfold it, what do we know about the unfold?
I mean, it would be double the amount of that.
Okay, so go ahead and label that.
So then, well, just like, wouldn't it just be 4 or 5? But if you add it together, it would be 8.
So now we're gonna, so that was unfolded this way. So now we're gonna unfold it that way. So now what do we got?
So now, since this is 5,
You got some hand trails. You guys are going to keep working on that while we check out this, and we'll be right back.
We get to see some pretty amazing country, places that a lot of people will never get to. The taller timber, the colors in the grass. I think it drives a lot of the guys to stay doing this job.
I've seen 8 bear on fires out in the wilderness this year.
Boba. Chavez.
Here.
Way. Bacon.
Yeah. Here.
Taj.
Here.
Stern.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Harnos.
As you notice, the models are trending drier and drier, and we had some peak gusts upwards of 50 miles an hour last night.
So I've got everything in my locker. All my paperwork and extra clothes and shoes and workout gear. Boots too.
Someone made me some green tomato jelly. Jump helmet, built a wire cage to protect our face.
It's my wife, and this is my daughter.
Most fire spreads along the ground. The brush might drop embers, but the grass is what's going to carry your fire.
Even if the fire's a raging wall of fire, we always have a plan in place. I think it takes a certain kind of person to do this job.
What is a smoke jumper? They're the cool guys, basically. I mean, if you're in fire, wildland fire, the jumpers carry a mystique that nobody can touch. parachute into fires.
Now I'm starting to get used to it. It's a pretty weird thing to do, to be jumping out of airplanes.
A little scary till your parachute opens.
When your legs start shaking.
When the horn goes off, just kind of the rush. It's kind of intense, but it's also kind of peaceful.
I've been doing this about 21 years. It's different up there, just everything about it.
To start your morning with a parachute jump, you know, pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
You're so focused that you're just very in the moment.
We train enough that it's just second nature.
Part of our job is parachuting and fighting fire, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Things like doing push-ups, pull-ups, and sit-ups for like an hour and a half straight, 12-mile runs.
Our jump gear was like 90 pounds. We have to actually be able to pick that stuff up to be a functional smoke jumper.
So this will be enough food for 2 guys for 3 days.
Sometimes we're in there for a few days, sometimes it's a few weeks.
One of the last steps is rolling up the sleeping bag, and that's where the hot sauce goes so it doesn't break.
That was a fun one.
I think my favorite part is the fact that everything was handmade. The guys who've been around for a long time, they sewed all the jump gear, they sewed the harnesses.
So this is a 4-point stitch.
Strongest stitch that we do in here.
It's a privilege to get to use it, you know?
We can stop a fire with as few as 2 people. We would have one hand tool. This would be the one.
My daughter's about this tall now. She says she wants to jump with Dad when she turns 18. I said, it's on, we're doing it.
You're having to think ahead. In some cases, can take you right to the edge of what your capabilities are. Truly can wake you up.
Even the toughest fires, when you look back, you're like, that was awesome.
That's the best way to start your morning off, you know. I mean, you could go surfing or something and that'll be pretty cool, but this is just a little bit cooler.
Everything we learn about the Forest Service is very cool. So Anthony, a 6th grade student from Lum, you were working on your last problem. So it ended up as a 4x5. So explain to us what you did briefly to get the 10x8.
So, over here, I saw how when you unfold it enough, you get 2 5s and then 2 4s, which you could add those up to have 10 and 8. So that's how I learned that it was a 10x8.
All right, good. So did you learn a little something today?
Yes, I did.
Did you have fun today?
I did.
That's the important thing right there. 636-4357 is that phone number. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, give us a call. We'll help you. And until we meet again, continue to do the math.
Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Edison International, Valley Strong Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and the Kern High School District. With additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.